Hello my lovelies and welcome to another video on my channel. As always, thank you very much for watching this video. I appreciate it very much. This video is going to be me creating this mani. I'll show you my left hand, not my right hand. Yeah, because that's just slow and I was dithering because I couldn't decide what to do. I think I dither a bit in this video as well because I couldn't quite decide what to do on a couple of the nails. But yeah. Anyway, the colours I used in this one, I've got Madam Glam's Stardust, which is this goldish glitter. And if you've seen a few of my videos, then you know just how much I love that glitter and how versatile it is. I have got Madam Glam's Perfect White. I have got Madam Glam's Shimmer White. And I have Shimmer Sexy Berry. It's also a Madam Glam colour. I have got Luminary's top coat on, and I used NSI Australia's Spider Gel. So this is these white lines here. They were created with the Spider Gel. In terms of tools, I used a dotting tool. You don't actually need the, oh, actually, no, you do. You either, sorry, you need a dotting tool or an orange wood stick or something for the spider gel. So you want something that's got a bit of a tip or a point to it. If you don't have either of these things, grab a toothpick or a hairpin, something like that. You just want something that's got a little bit of a point and is not too thick. And the other thing I used for doing the marble is just a gel brush. I think that's everything I used. So yes, as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Let's get into it.
Okay, so I'm just coming in here with my first layer of that Shimmer Sexy Berry colour. I love this colour. It's actually one of my favourite Madam Glam colours. It's a very rich colour. It's a really warm colour. We're actually, it's a good winter colour. Yeah, we're in the middle of winter here in Australia, so it's very cold at the moment, and I just love this colour. It's just sort of a warming, it's kind of like a mulled wine, sort of warming, rich, beautiful tone. So it's a really good winter colour. I really like it. So I'm going in with a layer of that and just capping my free edge. I only ever cap the free edge on one layer of colour polish. I just find that it gives you a nice cap to the free edge, but it doesn't make your nail thick at the same time. So I just go in with a single layer. Usually do it on the first coat. Occasionally I'll do it on the second coat, especially if I'm mixing up my colours. So I'm just coming in here and perfecting the side walls with my clean up brush. I don't always need to do this. I think sometimes I do it out of habit just to make sure that I get that nice clean edge around the cuticle area and the side walls, and I just find it gives you a lovely smooth rounded edge, and it's just one of those little things that only takes like no time at all, but just gives you that really sort of crisp edge, and just gives you that extra something to your mani. So I'm coming in here with a layer of Perfect White. I'm actually just using this as a base. The white that I actually want is the Shimmer White, which is a beautiful white. This is one of my, well, it is actually my favourite white because it's a lovely, it's a soft white. It's a pearlescent white. It's a bit like, you know, that pearly white that you get on the cars these days, which I just love. And it's a perfect base for a lot of things. You'll see me use it quite a lot. I never use it on its own because white doesn't really suit me. As you can see, I've got very pale skin, so white really does nothing for me. But as a base, it works beautifully, and it's not as stark as the Perfect White, which is a really crisp, sort of harsh white. So I like to use the Shimmer White because it's a bit softer, has a lovely pearlescent finish to it, and I use it as a lot as the basis of my designs. So I'm just coming in here with a single layer of that Shimmer Berry as well on my index finger. I've skipped over my middle finger at this point because I couldn't decide what I wanted to do, what design I wanted. I knew that I didn't really want to copy what I'd done on my right hand, and I couldn't quite decide what I wanted, so I just left it for the moment while I did the nails that I did have a plan for. Or an idea of what I wanted to do at least. So when I sit down to do my nails, I never really have a plan beyond what colours I want to use and that's pretty much it. So this for me is kind of like my hobby time. I have a full-on job during the week, and this is how I basically just unwind, chill. This is my me time. This is my sort of creative time where I just get to sit back and enjoy and just, yeah, and just relax. So I don't always have a plan. Usually I just come in and I just think, oh, what do I feel like doing today? So often when you see me doing pauses in my videos, that's why, because I'm actually debating what I'm going to do. So I've cured that for 60 seconds. Whenever you see my hand just dart off to the left there, and a little pause in the video, it's because I've gone to cure that gel polish. So yeah, I don't always say when I'm curing it, and I apologize for that. But if you see my hand head off to the left, then that is what I'm doing. And I always cure every layer between. I don't like to use thick layers. I don't like to risk wrinkling or the gel not curing properly. So I always do thin coats, even if it's a very opaque polish. I will do 2 thin coats rather than 1 thicker coat to save me doing a second layer. So I'm just coming in with my second layer of that Shimmer Sexy Berry on my index finger, and yeah, just perfecting that again. Then I'm going to switch over my whites, so I'm coming in with that Shimmer White now, which is that lovely pearlescent white. So once I've got one layer of the perfect white underneath, that gives me enough of a layer. If you're just using a base coat or a clear builder gel or acrylic underneath, then you don't really need to do that. You could just go in with 2 layers of Shimmer White. But mine's a nudie colour, so I go in with that extra layer of perfect white to give me that nice base. And I'm about to cure that in the lamp, and then I realised I'm really sorry that I thought I'd pressed record on my phone, and obviously I didn't. So I think it's about to come in on my second layer of my middle finger design. So again, I am sorry, I didn't realise that my phone wasn't recording. I think I must have pressed stop instead of pause to re-record. But anyway, yeah, so all I've done is I've just gone in with half my nail in that Shimmer Berry colour and the other half in with Madam Glam's Perfect White, because I've done exactly the same thing I did on my other nails, which is go in with 1 layer of Perfect White and then a layer of Shimmer White on top. So I'm still doing the berry colour at this point, and I do move the polish around on my nail a little bit. It can be a bit tricky doing this when you're just sort of doing half your nail on an angle. So I do often tend to go in. It can end up looking a little bit streaky because you can't go in with too much gel polish. So I do end up just sort of manually moving the polish around on my nail. And as you know, gel polish does self-level, so sometimes you just need to leave it for a little bit, which is sort of what I'm doing here. And then I'm just going in on the edges with a detail brush. Oh, I think I've just realized I forgot to put that in my list of things that I use, so apologies for that. I've just gone in there, as you can see, with the detail brush, and I've just filled in those areas that are really tricky to get to with the bigger brush that comes in the bottle. So sometimes when you're doing designs, it's actually easier to decant a little bit of the color onto a palette, which you'll see me do a bit later. And really I probably could have done that at this point as well, but what's life without challenge? Have to push ourselves sometimes, otherwise we never get better. That's what I'll tell myself anyway. So yes, I'm just going in there with that detail brush and just doing a little bit of extra work, because, in all jokes aside, I do actually like to challenge myself with my nails. I didn't have a huge amount of time today. Sometimes I like to spend, when I've got extra time, I spend longer doing techniques that I haven't done before. Because I do like to grow, try new things and improve. We can all improve and do things better, and certainly around the artistic side of gel polish, I could definitely improve in that area. So I'm just going in with my layer of white. I was contemplating doing a gradient on this nail, but I decided not to do that. Instead, as you can see, I'm sort of going in, meeting the 2 colors part way up the nail, and then you will see that I come in with that Stardust color, which I just love so much. Well, it's glitter really rather than color. but I use it for so many different things. I use it as a border. I use it to do glitter fades. I use it as a standalone color. Yeah, it's very versatile. So here I'm just coming in, putting my colors down for my marble nail. So I've just gone in with a layer of that shimmer berry color, the shimmer white, and now I'm coming in with Stardust at the bottom. I'm not sure what happened with the camera there. The color just went a bit funny. Apologies for that. When you do this, when you're putting the colors so close to each other, just check the bottom of your brush before you put it back in the bottle, just to make sure that you haven't picked up another bit of color which will contaminate your color, which is not what you want. So I'm just coming in with a gel brush. It's a square gel brush. I think it's size 6. It's not actually on the brush itself, but I'm pretty sure from memory it's a size 6. And just doing a squiggle on my nail. That's the beauty of marble. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Just do whatever the mood strikes. I wanted to come in on a little bit of an angle. I knew I didn't want to cover the whole nail. So yeah, I often don't with marble. I don't know why. But yeah, I didn't want to cover the whole thing. I think probably I just wanted a little bit of white showing so that it still looked good with the nail next to it. So you could see I had some white on my nail. But yeah, I'm just going in, just moving that polish around. It's the beauty of marbling. I could have put a layer of blooming gel down first. I didn't, but I could have done that if I wanted the colours to disperse a little bit more. I do actually have a video on that, on using blooming gel versus base gel. If you wanted to have a look at that, that's on my playlist as well. But here I'm just taking off a bit of that excess polish on my brush because I didn't want any more polish going on. There's one thing about marble is that your nail can end up being quite a bit thicker, so you do need to watch out for that. Because you're using a lot more polish than what you would normally use. And then when I cure that, I also go in and I cure that for 60 seconds because for exactly the same reason, you've got thicker layers of gel polish than what I would normally apply. So there I'm just decanting a bit of the Stardust colour onto my palette, and I'm going in with a dotting tool. I could also have used a brush for this, but I actually like applying this gel with a dotting tool. I think because it actually has lots of little, fine bits of glitter in it. I just find it easier to move around the nail with a dotting tool, but equally I could have gone in with a brush. So personal preference, like everything. I just tend to like to do it. I'm sorry I'm out of shot there a little bit. I think I do realise I've actually changed the setup of my nail station, so hopefully I will be dropping out of focus a lot less often now. It's taken me a while, but some things, you can't rush these things. So yeah, I'm just doing that, just topping up a little bit of glitter on my marble nail, and now I'm going in on my half and half nail and I'm just putting a glitter border. I did consider putting a chrome border in, but I didn't actually have a chrome colour that I liked enough to go with the two colours that I had. They've all got a bit of colour in them. I don't have a chrome. I need to get like a plain gold chrome or silver, and I don't have that. All my chromes have a bit of colour in them. They're slightly yellowy or pinky, or I've got a blue-green shift, which is beautiful, but just not what I needed for this mani. So I just went in with my Stardust instead, which if you've seen any of my videos, you've probably seen that in just about every video that I do. Yeah, and I'm just going in and I'm just moving those little pieces of glitter around. Obviously that's the beauty of gel polish. You've got as much time as you want to take until you put that nail in the lamp. So there I'm just using my clean-up brush just to push that gel back a little bit because it was a little bit thicker at the bottom there. And then now I'm coming in with my Stardust again. I think I just had a bit of fluff at the end of my nail. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going in with Stardust and I'm going to do a glitter fade on that index nail. It's a classic. I love a glitter fade. I don't think that is ever going to go out of vogue. I know, a lot of nail trends come and go. Bubble nails, things like that. They have their day and then they move on. I don't think a glitter fade's ever going to have that, or glitter of any description, to be honest. Because who doesn't love bling? Any which way that you do glitter, I always think just looks amazing. So sometimes I do a glitter fade with my actual glitter. foam glitter, but I just, yeah, in this case I wanted the Stardust. I'd used it on the other nails, so I just went in and did a glitter fade with that. It's also one of the quickest things that you can do. I mean, you've seen how much time I've spent on the other nails, and this one it's just like, yeah, bit of gel, shuffle it up the nail, in with the lamp, and it's pretty quick. So if you're in a hurry but you want something that's not just a plain colour, then a glitter fade is a really good option. So this is NSI Australia's Spider Gel. It's in white. I love this stuff. It is fantastic. It is a little bit tricky to use if you haven't used it before. It does take a little bit to get used to. And you want to go in with a fine, thin tool of some description. So my personal preference is using my dotting tool, but I use my dotting tools for so many things. Every now and again I actually use them to create dots, but I use them for all sorts, especially this one because it's just so fine on the tip. So you could equally use an orange wood stick. I think I mentioned that in the intro. That will work just as well, but you want something with a fine point that is not too thick, unless of course you want really thick lines with your spider gel, in which case use something thicker than that. But because I was just going in on my little finger, and I use it on my thumb as well, I didn't want lines that were super thick. The other way you can thicken spider gel is to put your tool further down into it, and then you'll end up with a longer, thicker string of spider gel. It's a bit hard to explain. I probably should have demonstrated at the time. It's a bit late now, so I might do a video actually on using spider gel, because it is a little bit tricky, but once you get used to it, it's a great tool. Yeah, I really like it. I've got it in a few different colors, but the black and white are probably, as always, the most versatile, and of course go with absolutely anything, but because I had a dark color I wanted to go in with the white. And now I'm just going in with my top coat, and you'll see I take a little bit of care around where you've got that spider gel. So where you have the spider gel, it's a bit like dots. It ends up being slightly raised on the nail, because obviously you've got, where you've got the spider gel is slightly raised compared to the area where you don't. So you want to be careful and make sure that you get your top gel into those little grooves in between the spider gel, if that makes sense. So the bits of your nail that are sitting underneath or between the spider gel, you want to make sure you get top coat in there, and it's easy to miss when it's slightly raised. It's not so obvious when I do my little finger, but when you see me do my thumb, some of those lines are thicker, and hopefully that what I just said will make a little bit more sense. But it's a bit like when you do, dots on your nails and things like that. You want to sort of shimmer your top coat around them a little bit, just to make sure that those lower areas. That was my husband coming in. Don't mind that hand that just appears from the side. I can't remember. He came in. He was asking me about something about my little palette, I think. So yeah, don't mind that. Yeah, so just whenever you're top coating, just be aware where you've got parts of the design that are raised on your nail. Just make sure that the lower parts around it, immediately around that area, get a good layer of top coat as well, because you want the shine consistently across your nails, and of course you want to protect that that color coat, or that layer around your artwork. So I've just done my layer of top coat. This is quite a runny top coat, so I always go in with an orange wood stick and just make sure it hasn't run down the sidewalls, and then that goes in the lamp for 60 seconds. That's a 60-second cure, that top coat. And now I'm coming in to do my thumb, and I'm basically doing a repeat of my little finger. But because it's my thumb and it's a much wider nail, then I make my lines thicker as a result. So I sort of use my spider gel, the thickness of the lines to suit the size of the nail. Basically, I make it proportional, or as to the best of my abilities anyway. So I come in, I don't know about you guys, but my thumbs are a completely different shape to the rest of my fingers. The nail is it's a lot wider. I think that's pretty standard, but it's actually a different shape, so it's far more squared. The cuticle area is a lot more square on my thumb than it is on my other fingers. My other fingers, it's quite rounded, which is why I tend to do sort of almondy shape nails, because it sort of suits that that shape of my cuticle area, whereas on my thumb they're actually quite square. So yes, it's quite a different shape. So sometimes you'll see I often go in like now with a bit more care with my clean up brush, because it's quite a different shape for me. And then that's going to go in the lamp for 30 seconds. I'm not sure what the deal is with my lighting. It seems to keep changing, and I do apologize for that. I'm not sure what that's all about, but never mind. So yes, we're just coming in with our second layer, and again, spider gel, a bit like glitter gradient, is one of the quickest forms of nail art that you can do. um, it's, when you're sort of drawing flowers and dots and things like that, then they can be a bit more time consuming when you're doing sort of half and half borders and gradients and things like that. But spider gel, yeah, it's a bit up there um, with your glitter fade. It's relatively quick. So here, I don't know if it's obvious there, but I'm actually dipping further into the spider gel. I'm getting spider gel further up my dotting tool, which basically means that I'm going to get a thicker string of that gel as it comes out of the pot. And then I'm just sort of swirling that around my nail, just to give it that layer. And I do this completely randomly. I don't have any, apart from the nice swirls around the tip of the nail, because I actually really like that design with spider gel. Other than that, there is no great plan here. There is just dip in, get nice pretty swirls on my fingernail. That's pretty much the extent of it. And when I feel like I've had enough, like I've got enough on there, then I just stop and pull that away from the pot. You do want to be really careful and definitely go in with your cleanup brush with spider gel. It is pretty much impossible to not get spider gel on your skin. Certainly doing this design, if you're doing a design where you're going up and down the nail, that's a bit different. But when you're wrapping it around the nail like I have here, it is basically impossible. So make sure you go in before you go in the lamp. Do not cure it so that the spider gel cures on your skin. That is not what you want. So that is just isopropyl alcohol that I have in that little dappen dish. You could equally use your cleanser, whatever you use, whatever cleansing product you use with your gel system will do the job just fine. You could also use acetone at a pinch if you don't have anything else. I'm not a huge fan of acetone unless I specifically need acetone, just because it's even more drying than isopropyl alcohol. And I don't like getting it near my gel polish. But yes, if that is all you've got, then use acetone. Just make sure you use something to clear that spider gel off your skin before you put that in the lamp. And then we're basically done. I'm coming in with my top coat here, and I think, yeah, here you can see a little bit more what I was talking about. You can see me focusing on those areas in between that spider gel, because this spider gel is a bit thicker than I had on my little finger. Then I make sure I go in and I get top coat in between those bits of spider gel. So I hope you guys have found this video helpful, if nothing else therapeutic, because it's always nice to watch someone doing their nails. It's what I think it is. I watch lots of nail videos. So I hope you found it helpful. Hopefully you've picked up a tip or two. If you have any questions, then please do feel free to leave them in the comments area. I will do my best to get back to you. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you are all safe and well. And yes, I will see you in the next video. Goodness knows what that design will be. We'll just see how the mood strikes on the day. Do you guys do that, or do you have a plan when you sit down and do your nails? Let me know in the comment section. And this is the final result. Spider gel, bit of a mixture, glitter gradient and dots. Take care everyone. Bye!